Well, howdy. How we all doing today? What's up, Nika? Congratulations on first. Lard, congratulations on second, or whatever. What's up, everybody? Ninja, congratulations on last. Oh, bless you, Bandit. What's up, buddy? What you doing, silly? You got your new toy? Yeah, I forgot to update the sub channel or the schedule channel with that. I should have done that ahead of time. Hi. Boop. All right. How we all doing today? Yeah, no casting today. I do that. I do like I can fit my eyes between the O's in the soon. Let's see. Starting. Go by. But yeah, there's no matches today because of the disqualification, so there's less teams, and so we're doing it all tomorrow. If there was 4 teams, then we would have had basically, you know, Saturday, Sunday, 3 best of 5s, I think. A thunderstorm right now, I will gladly take that thunderstorm because the pine pollen right now is insane. You'll see it later when we go out to the grill. Poor potato. Poor potato. Does she need to bark at Bandit? I can get Bandit on the screen. What are we whining about, good boy? You can't have any fajitas. You know that.
Sorry, but I'm not on the menu.
Oh, Nika, you're not on the menu today? Dang. We were gonna have Nika for lunch. All right. Let's make the marinade. Hey, it was your alert. All right, so for the marinade, we need to start out with a whole ass. I was gonna say lemon, orange. How do I want to go about this? I think I'll cut it in half and then squeeze it. Seems like the best direction. Whole ass, indeed. Ugh. Normally this camera's up on the counter, but since we're going to be cooking, you know, outside and stuff, we needed to have the tripod. Nika, 195. Yes, haha. That's a good looking orange. Smells really good. All right. The marinade that I'm making is for a way bigger, like, portion size, so I think it's gonna work out. You're supposed to zest this as well, so we'll zest, like, a little bit of this one. But, I did watch the United States World Cup match last night. They looked pretty good for game 1. Granted, their opponent didn't look really that difficult, so we'll see when we get further along. I think Australia in that group is probably the scariest, because it's Turkey, Australia, Paraguay, I believe is the pronunciation, and United States in that group. So I think Australia will be the biggest challenge. I don't know how Turkey is, but I think United States has had a pretty decent show in the beginning. We're just running the garbage disposal to get rid of the orange rinds, which are very good. Since there's acidity to them, it actually helps clean the pipes a little bit. It also stops the sort of backflow of... Like, the acidity from lemons, oranges, limes are really, really good because it also, it cuts down on, what is it, the, sort of the, like, garbage disposal smell you kind of get over time, so it's really nice for that. Zest and juice 2 limes. We can definitely zest some limes. We'll do that. Where's my zester? There you are. I'll wash these really quick because I don't think I washed them. But Lard, are you starting on your dough today? Because, right, tomorrow's the first farmer's market for you, I think, right? Zesty lime. Yo, what's up, Dings? How you doing, bud? I'm glad to hear we are organically clearing pipes. I mean, honestly, I learned it from a plumber that one of the best things you can do to make sure that the your garbage disposal is clean is lemons, limes, and orange rinds. And the other thing that he actually, my dad does this, he learned it from a Detroit plumber, is like once a month, he will take a mixture of, like a powdered mixture for like an orange-based, or like a sour-based drink, like Tang, for example. And he literally just dumps that down the drain and lets it sit in the pipes. And that acidity apparently also helps clean the pipes a little bit, so... That's, I mean, I trust it. To be honest, I've put, not oil, like, just straight up, but, like, diluted oil down these drains and stuff. I have zero issues. The only issue I ever had was when my mom was visiting, my parents were visiting, and my mom put whole banana peels down the drain. And I was like, what? And she's like, well, we can do it at our house. And I'm like, but this isn't your house. I got all my ingredients laid out, gonna make the dough tonight, and then refrigerate it, and then cook it tomorrow morning. Nice. Yeah, she was making banana bread, so she just put the whole banana peel down the garbage disposal. What I think she did was she put like 2 or maybe 3 banana peels and then tried to run it, rather than, you know, doing one, running it like I'll finish this lime and then I'll run it. I could probably do the whole lime, but... All the food. What's up, Slow Roll? How you doing today, bud? We're working on the marinade for the steak. I also ran out, and please don't judge me too harshly. I did get rice-a-roni for Mexican rice, but I did also get refried beans. Because I was thinking that just the veggies and the meat were not going to be enough, and I would want at least refried beans. I don't know about the rice. I do have a Mexican rice recipe from Lard. I just didn't get the ingredients in time, so I was thinking we could do it for another stream in the future. Citrus fine, but bananas? It's this, you know, this, as I said. My mom's logic was we can do it at our house. And I was like, these pipes are different. So it really wasn't that bad. We ended up getting like a plumber, like my neighbor came by with a hand, what are they called? It was a handheld, like, pipe cleaner. What is the name for it? I'm blanking completely. But it basically didn't have the length on it, so we had to get a snake. Yes, a snake. So he brought a handheld snake over that night when it was, because I tried to, you know, let the system clear out and try and use chemicals, maybe, you know, break it down or something. But none of that worked, so he came by with a handheld snake. We worked on it for an hour or two. He's like, I just don't think I have the length for it. So we ended up just calling a plumber. They came the next day with the big machine. And one of the guys was, they were actually training a guy, so they were like, we'll give you a discount if we let this guy, like, train. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I'll take a discount. I think it was like they took like 20, 30 bucks off the bill, but hey, you know what? 20, 30 bucks is 20, 30 bucks. But the guy was like, yeah, at one point, like, I, like, hit something with, because they were using, like, a big machine. He's like, I felt, like, a slight resistance, and then after that, there was nothing. And I could literally hear them, like, basically down by my bedroom, like, snaking, because the pipes basically go that way and then into the street that way. So that was an experience. That was ages ago, though. That was a couple of years ago. Funny enough, he actually ended up giving me that snake because he was like, I need to buy a... That night, he was like, I need to buy a better snake. So he actually, like, the next day bought a new snake and then ended up giving me that one, so I have that old snake now. Which is, you know, having a snake is always good to have. Any sort of minute plumbing issues, it's good to be able to try and clear it out without having to pay $200 and something for them just to come out and even look at it. Alright, we have zested and we have squeezed the juice out of 2 limes and 1 orange. As I said, the recipe is for a bit more, for like a bigger portion. I think I've got 3/4 of a pound, and this calls for 1.5 pounds, so I always think it's nicer to have, like, you know, more marinade. Yo, Umber, good to see you. Sorry if I missed you. You put garbage in the garbage can, but you don't have a disposal. Yeah, having a disposal is so nice. You have a 125-year-old house. If I put a crumb in the disposal, it clogs it. Might be time for a new disposal, honestly. They're pretty not cost efficient, but they're not too pricey, I think is the phrasing I'm looking for. I want to say the one I have is an Incinerator, and I think I got it for 100, maybe 150, which is pricey, but having a garbage disposal that works is so nice. Because the previous one I had, literally, it just full died. Like, that was it. Like, the motor just stopped. So... Oh, it's the pipes. Have you thought about having, like, a plumber come out and, like, snake all the pipes? Because back in the Royal Oak house, Royal Oak has a lot of, you know the style, you've probably seen it in movies, where basically you have the house, bungalow is the style if you want to look it up, but you basically have your house, your driveway, and the driveway basically separates the next house. And then you have your front yard portion, the sidewalk, and then there's a tiny little bit more of, like, yard. It's usually, like 2 feet, maybe half a meter, and then it's, you know, the width of your house, and there's usually a tree or two there. That's typically where, at least in Royal Oak, all the piping was. So a lot of the trees' roots would get into those pipes and would basically clog things up, and you get backflow. So that might be an option, but never seen disposal in Europe. It's not a thing in Europe. I was telling Grubby about this back during CCL. Like I mentioned, I think actually the garbage disposal broke during CCL, and I was telling Grubby about it, and he's like, what's a garbage disposal? I was like, the thing in the sink where you basically put your garbage down, you flip the switch, it grinds it up, and then it goes down. He's like, that's a thing? Yeah, it's roots in the pipe, but our landlord just... Oh, well, if it's... Okay, I'm sorry. Well, then... I'm sorry you have a landlord. But when my parents came to the United States, my dad... Because this isn't a thing either in Europe as well, trash compactors. Household trash compactors. They're not really that big anymore. It's bigger in, like, the 80s, 90s, I think. But it's effectively... Like, it would be where a cupboard would be normally, but instead, it's a drawer that comes out, you put your trash in, you basically have a button that will smash it down and compact it, and you can... Like, our family of 3 would have one trash bag, or our family of 4 would have one trash bag a week. My best friend next door, they would literally have 2 trash cans full. And he would be like, how do you guys, like, the 4 of you only have one trash bag a week? And it is the trash compactor, because that was literally... It smelled awful on Friday. Or what was garbage day in my parents' house? I think it was Thursday, actually. But it smelled so bad, because it's just sitting there for a week. So, anyways, garlic is what I'm looking for. Oh, well that was convenient. It just popped out the entire... but yeah, my dad loves his trash compactor. They still have it to this day. He absolutely loves it. But yeah, trash compactor, garbage disposal, not really things in Europe. Maybe it's becoming a bit more popular, or maybe some of that Americanized things make it over there, but I haven't really heard of it in Europe. I'm just gonna use my garlic press. I'm not gonna mince this. Garlic press is gonna make life easy. You love some grilled calzone. What's up, hostile? There's something really satisfying about a garbage compactor? Yes, there is. Does anyone use... I use my dishwasher. I literally have one. It's right here. I'm kicking it with my foot. For me, there are certain things that are hand wash, and there are certain things that are dishwasher. Plates, like glassware, that all goes in the dishwasher. Forks, knives. But like when it comes to pans, I will typically hand wash my pans, just because I don't want to run through the dishwasher. Stainless steel is usually okay, but like I don't want to run this pan through the dishwasher. And then mugs. Mugs, pans, and pots, I guess, are the only things that I like hand wash. There's a couple things like, if I'm washing like a couple mugs and there's a knife in the sink, I'll just wash it and be done with it. But usually, like, some things don't go in the dishwasher just because I just want them to last a little bit longer, because I've had a couple mugs literally fade completely because I ran it through the dishwasher, and it, you know, the heat and all of that either ruined the logo or took it off. I actually might have a good example here on one of these Blizzard mugs. There's one that's kind of faded from the dishwasher when I used it. This one's kind of faded, but I don't think it really shows good on this camera with the lighting. So that's my rule, but I know everyone, you know, everyone's different. You never put a pan with coating in the... Yeah, exactly. But like my dad, he'll put pans in the dishwasher. I put everything in the dishwasher. Yeah, I don't put my good knives. My good knives don't go in the dishwasher. Those, like this one right here, this good knife, I could easily run this in the dishwasher. I always hand wash this one. Nancy actually sent this to me. Typically, like these like silicone spatulas, I typically hand wash these as well. But I don't mind hand washing stuff. I really don't. It doesn't bother me at all. I worked as a dishwasher, so you know there's that. Your dishwasher's just wasted space. Time to cook a lasagna in it. That's a real thing. If you want to be upset, definitely look it up. Alright, let's use this paring knife just because it's clean, just so I can cut off these ends really quickly. There's a little bit of green coming off this. We're a little bit heavy on the garlic, but I don't care. Also, we are listening to X-Men Mutant Apocalypse from SNES. It randomly popped up, like the game randomly popped up. I think it was like on a speedrun channel, and I was like, oh dude, I have not listened to that soundtrack in ages, and I'm glad we chose it today because it is good. Can I just shove all this in here? Yo, what's up, Rob Dog? How you doing, bud? Oh, it's so much garlic. This is a garlic press for those that may not know. What I'm doing right now is I am going to shove all the pieces of garlic that were just pressed into the end of it so I can get one more press of garlic. You can see I get a little bit more there. Alright, this... Just going to lightly wash this really quickly just so the garlic pieces get out of there. Y'all get to see how much pine pollen is on the back deck as well. Once we get to the grilling portion, you guys can see how much pine pollen there's out there. But I wanted to start this marinade. I was going to do it last night and let it marinate overnight, but I decided that I'm just going to do it on the top of the stream today, and then we can just chill and chat, cut up some veggies, all that good stuff. Oh, hostile! Yes! Haha! Congratulations on your 10 watch streak. Garlic presses are a pain to clean? Yes, they are, but they are so nice. Alright, so that was garlic. We need a jalapeno minced. Let's get one with a lot of divots in it. I'm going to use my nice kitchen knife. Oh, I need to wash this really quick. One jalapeno. I got more in the fridge, too, in case I want to spice it up a little bit more later on. We are not going to de-seed it because we are not cowards with heat. I don't know. So many recipes, they're like, now de-seed the jalapeno. I'm like, then what's the point? Ooh. There we go. Like, one of my neighbors used to make jalapeno poppers for parties. And every single time she de-seed it, and I'm like, these aren't, like, spicy or anything. And she's like, oh. I'm like, why do you literally de-seed it every time? She's like, that's the recipe. I'm like, but there's no heat. It's just sort of the greenish flavor. And vegan cream cheese, which is... If you want to be vegan, by all means, but vegan stuff is not that good. Chicken alternatives are there. But, like, cheese... No frickin' way. No frickin' way. That stuff is... It doesn't melt right. The texture's all off. I don't like it. Gotta be a little bit firm with this. There we go. What are divots? Oh, sorry, yeah. It's, little... Like a dimple could be considered a divot. Here, I'll grab another jalapeno and I can show you what I mean. There's a trick I learned from my, I guess you can call him pseudo uncle from Mexico. He's just my dad's coworker, but they're like super close, so like the families all know each other. And he used to stay with us whenever you come to Michigan to work on stuff for the automotive company, and my dad would stay with his family when he would go down to Mexico City to do stuff for the same company. All right. So yeah, divots here. Stretch marks and divots are the two things you want to look for in a jalapeno. So you can, I don't know if you can see this really well. See how there's like little like bumps and everything? That's not really a divot there, but see how there's like little bumps and everything, and there's like that little white? This pepper should be hotter than this pepper because of these visuals. That's what I learned from him. I probably shouldn't keep them in the refrigerator, but it's okay. It's all good. You like Beyond Chicken and I don't like the Beyond Ground Beef or the other one, the what's it called? There's Beyond and there's Impossible. I don't like either of them. The texture's all awful. They're dry as hell. It's like chewing gum. The pork is the worst. The pork is literally like chewing a rubber band. But I do not like faux beef. It's just not there. There's no juice to it. No matter how you cook it, I've never been like, oh, dude, that was so good. Now, cauliflower chicken all day, dude. Absolutely. That stuff was amazing. Okay, so I was just looking to see if I needed the cutting board for anything on this, but no. We'll have to chop veggies later, but that's later for grilling. Vegan stuff is great when you actually make traditional vegan food from vegan cultures like India and North. Yeah, absolutely. But meat and cheese replacements are not worth it. Yeah, I would 100% agree with you on that. Absolutely. The, like, American vegan is not good, but, like, Indian vegan, absolutely amazing. Sure, yes, I 100% agree with you. More surface area equals hotter for the peppers we're talking about. No, it's basically like the less it looks like a perfect pepper, the hotter it's going to be. That's the rule that I learned. Like if it has those little divots, if it has like the stretch marks on it, those are going to be hotter than the ones that literally look like your quintessential jalapeno, like, you know, green and all that, green and shiny. That's what I learned from him, and it's always been pretty correct on that. You haven't tried their chicken? Cauliflower chicken, all day. Like, I think it's great. But Beyond Meat and all that, I don't like it. Replacing a fatty meat doesn't work well, but others work well, in your opinion? Yeah, like chicken works because it's pretty lean, but like I've had a bunch of different Beyond Meat things. I've had cottage pie, I've had burgers, I've had lasagna, and the meat is always dry no matter what. It's always just a little too dry. So the recipe says a pinch of pepper and salt. So we're just gonna go ahead and you like a lot of... I mean, I'm not dogging it by any means. Like, if you like it, by all means, enjoy it. It's just my personal experience with it is just... It's always dry. And I've had multiple different people cook it, or I guess restaurants. That's a pinch, right? All right, we need sauce. 1 tablespoon. I'm gonna let my ancestors' hands guide me. Hotness secrets acquired. I mean, that's, as I said, that's what I learned from him, and it's been pretty true. Sure, that's good enough. Tablespoon? That's about a tablespoon. I'll channel my inner Jet Tila. Alright, we need oregano. So I bought fresh oregano because it was 88 cents for this bag. And it says we need half a teaspoon of dried oregano. Whatever that means. Is this bag... The rippable part doesn't actually rip open the part that you need. That's silly. Where are my scissors? Well, the funny thing to me is that I have a lot of vegan friends up here, and so many of them will be like, oh my god, it's just like the real thing, blah, 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 and I'm like, no, dude. You haven't had meat in 20 years. You don't remember what it tastes like. Like, don't lie to me. Don't lie. Alright, what was it again? Half a teaspoon. Okay. It's probably a little bit more, but that's okay. Oregano's always a good flavor. It's somewhat the Japanese version of Worcestershire. Yeah, tonkatsu sauce is great. Isn't tonkatsu sauce ketchup-based, though? I think it is, right? Do I want to throw anything else in this? No, I'm going to leave it as is. I don't think I'll put anything else in there. Let's get a whisk. Where's my tiny whisk? Where's my itty-bitty whisk? Is it... It's right here. I used it apparently recently. I don't remember for what, though. We're going to put the meat directly into this, by the way. And then we're going to cover it and put it in the fridge. And then we'll chill out for a minute, drink some tea, chat, clean up things a little bit, and then progress to the next stage. That's a pretty good smell. A bit on the oregano side, but I don't mind personally. Ooh, I don't know if you heard my stomach just now. Jeez. All right. That looks good to me. Let's get our meat. Try and just sneak this out right here. And then, doesn't this unfold? Yes, it does. That is, I think, literally perfect for us here. Good amount of fat. I couldn't see the internal fat because it's rolled up like this, but the meat looked really, really nice at the store. A little oxidization right there, by the way. If you've ever seen this at the grocery store, or if you're ever buying meat, that's not the meat going bad. It's oxidization. Oxygen just hitting the surface of the meat. We're gonna go ahead and just dip this in here. Give it a nice flip. A nice flip. I'm gonna try and get some of this marinade to sit on top. So that way it's really nice and sitting in this. Because the acid from the lemon, the 2 lemons, and the orange we put in here is going to help soften and break down some of the fattier fibers, if I'm not mistaken, on the food science. And that'll allow this meat to be a little bit more tender. Also, the acid will allow more of that seasoning to penetrate and get into the meat, too. I believe that's the food science behind it. If you know better, please, by all means, correct me, but I think that is what I learned. Also, Skullfy, I don't think I've ever had reindeer elk. I think we've talked about this, but I would absolutely try reindeer elk. I've had deer, which I wouldn't be too... I don't think it'd be too far off from those, but... maybe just like a different toughness or something to the meat. Let's use some saran wrap. A little bit of food safety, since we're putting this back in the fridge. Alright. What time is it? Ooh, that's perfect. So, basically at the top of the hour, we could pull this out. But there you go. I don't know if you guys can see that super well, but there's going to be our marinade and everything. We got a good amount sitting on top. Tons in the bottom. Should be good. So let this sit in the fridge. And then, what is next? All right, let's clean some of the utensils that we've done, just so we have a little bit... we can just be proactive with our cleaning. And meat didn't touch the surface, so we're good. We don't have to fully clean that. Most exotic thing you've eaten is ostrich. Really? You can grill my fajitas. Oh. Oh, you... Well...
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part too.
What we cooking?
We're making fajitas. Kaladin Stormblast, thank you for the tier 1 for 42 months. I appreciate it. Ian, what's up, bud? Are you going to bring fajitas over here for me to cook? Because, I mean, I've got room on the grill, but... That's enough space right there. Let me just put these two away. That goes there. Oh, what is keeping... it's the potato masher. It always is. Chess Looter's potato masher. Crocodile's tasty at a Mongolian restaurant. I would try crocodile for sure. I hear it is very much like chicken, but I think a little bit tougher is what I heard. It's like a tougher bit of... It's like tougher chicken. I'm trying to think like the most exotic thing I've had. I've had Aries. At a, there was one of those restaurants, the Brazilian-style restaurant in Romania. And the guy came by and we thought it was like lamb or something, but he kept saying it was Aries. I don't know. It was delicious. Might have been a translation thing, but I don't know. It's a chewier chicken, the crocodile, yeah. As this, I would try it. Try kangaroo for sure. I saw someone talking about that. That'd be interesting. But I wouldn't want, like, shark fin soup or anything like that because it's awful how it's made. Also, I don't like things from the ocean. I feel like ostrich egg with, like, for, like, a breakfast would be awesome, because aren't those ostrich eggs, like, humongous? Aries is ram. But isn't it, like, specifically, like, the male ram, too, is, like, Aries or something? Because the dude kept saying it was male. So that's why, like, we weren't sure, but... Either way, as I said, it was good. You know what I will say? I've never had duck. I've never had duck in my life. Not for any, like, particular reason. It's just I don't think I've ever had the opportunity to really, like, order it or try it. Maybe there was probably a restaurant that had it, but I probably got something that was more up my alley. But yeah, I've never had duck before, and I know a lot of people are all about it. Alright, let's clean this. Let's clean this pain in the butt here. That seemingly just never is fully cleaned. Also, we're gonna do the movie sponsor stream thing tomorrow, just because viewership will be higher, so we can try and generate a higher payout. Do it between, like, stuff. I think one of the teams plays back-to-back, so usually teams that play back-to-back want, like, a few minutes. So that'd be perfect for us to run that sort of movie thing. It's for the movie. You've probably seen the ad for it. It's called Furious. Looks like it's one of those intense martial art movies, which I'm always a fan of. Sort of like Tony Jaa and The Protector. Kind of looks like that kind of thing. Or maybe even Attack the Block? No, I don't think of that one. What's the movie where there's like a police force or something trying to like move up in a building, and there's like a lot of good martial arts in it? I can't remember the name. You're cutting out because of the water? Oh, my bad. Sorry, I should probably move this in a little bit. My bad. Duck is good. It's also fatty and tender. I'd try it. Ram means male sheep. But then what's Aries? Kangaroo looks like beef and tastes similar, a tad leaner, because its things are basically all muscle. Makes sense. Yeah, I can't think of the name either. I saw it ages ago. Yeah, and there's a sequel. Yeah, and the sequel's like pretty decent. The Raid. Yes, The Raid. Yes. That's exactly the movie I was thinking of. All right. So we can probably cut up the vegetables and just have them sit aside. Let's do that. Let's just cut up the veggies now, and we'll just put them in a bowl, and they can be off to the side, and then we can grill them as when we need them. Because we have to. The steak has to marinate still, so. Might have just grabbed it from their own vocabulary. Yeah, because they definitely, I mean, my parents, obviously, they speak fluent Romanian. I speak practically nothing. But I think the guy, he wasn't, local to Romania, so I think there was also there was like another language barrier there. But it was good. That's all I can say. It was just really good. I'm just going to use the same cutting board again. Why not? I don't think I need like a giant cutting... we'll use the bigger one. Alright. If you're asking why I wash all my vegetables, because here in America we poison everything. It's a Romance language surrounded by Slavic language geographically. Yeah. I mean, but here's the thing: when you want to say miss, just to say to talk to a woman and call her miss is domishwara. That's literally it. Like a mister is doamnule. Like a married woman is dwama. But yeah, domishwara. Like, it's just... like, good day is bunaziwa. Chemai fachets, how are you doing? You know, stuff like that. General good to wash, yeah. I probably should use that other knife for this, but this one works fine. The other one just cuts vegetables and stuff easier. Alright, I've gotten enough out of this. I don't need to do more. Well, yeah, like in Italian, you have, you know, like ciao, bella, you know, stuff like that, so... And then in French, you have, oh, there was a green guy growing inside the red guy, look at that. It's always funny, languages and stuff. There's a lot of parallels between Spanish and Romanian, funny enough. One of the biggest one that I always like to bring up is house. House in Romanian and in Spanish is pronounced, spelled the exact same way. Casa. That's always the one. There's a couple other things here and there. My mom knows better because she is the one rare person that has actually gotten value out of Duolingo. My mom has been using Duolingo for like 4 or 5 years, never paid a dime. And she has basically taught herself, I would say, like intermediate Spanish. Like there's a lot of Spanish speakers in our town, so my mom is like elated, and they're always super cool with her like practicing. She always loves to, and they're always super happy to like converse and help her out. And she literally had like a 10-minute conversation with the waitress at this taco place we went to, and the waitress was like, do you have like a tutor or whatever? And my mom was like, no, just Duolingo, that's it. But also, it helps when you have a basis of another language. Like, my mom also speaks Hungarian and Romanian. My dad speaks German, Italian, French, English, Spanish. Something else is in there, too. Domichoara sounds like you'd say mademoiselle in French. Yeah, I get, yeah. Absolutely. There's a lot of parallels and things like that. I'm gonna do half an onion. I'm not a big onion guy when it comes to fajitas. So I'm just gonna do half of this onion here. That's a little bit less than half, but that's okay. Oh, it smells great. Mmm. I don't know what it is, but like fresh onion. Oh, it smells so good. We're using Vidalia onion as well, if you're curious. It's a little bit on the sweeter side. White onion's okay, but I like Vidalia over white onion. Or wait, no, is white onion Vidalia? Am I mixing it up? You're indeed not an ogre.
Yippee! You did it!
I don't like red onion because it smells, I don't know why, it smells exactly like body odor. It smells like a sweaty armpit to me. I have a teacher at the place I work who speaks French, Italian, Spanish, German fluently, and other languages, just a passing grade like Japanese. I'm in awe. I mean, some people it just make sense. Like my dad, languages just click for my dad. Some people, languages just click. And I am not one of those people, really. So I'm trying to get the skin off. I might just take an entire layer off just to be done with this. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's like a genetic thing, but red onion, it just smells like a sweaty armpit. Like, I don't like dark chocolate either. Dark chocolate is just bitter, bitter, bitter. Cilantro tastes like a bar of soap. I'm just going to take this layer off. I'm sick of this. I'm just going to lose this layer. All right, we're going to have to change this because I don't really want to listen to Morse code right now. Let me dry my hands. There's my paper towel. There it is. All right, this playlist is not as good as I really thought it was. Power Hour, sure. Okay, that's good. I'm sure it's genetic, like some people have the cilantro. It tastes like, yeah, I have that one. I hate cilantro. But that's because it just tastes like a bar of soap to me. Are you like awoken like oh here I was talking about this recently. There's a thin layer on onions that if you get that layer off, it makes the onions so good for onion rings. I'm gonna do some big cuts here. And the way you get that layer off is, what you want to do is soak the onion. So like you cut it like this, or you cut your onion rings. So you have the whole ring, and then you soak the individual rings in the water, and then you can peel off that layer. All right, I don't want to get too much heart here, because heart is pretty bitter. And as I said, I'm not big on onions, so we're just gonna get some of the bigger pieces. Also, they're going to be easier to grill. Though I'm kind of tempted to maybe just pan fry it. Or like saute all the vegetables in a pan inside the house so it doesn't fall into the grate. Because I don't have anything that I can put on the grill Like, I don't have a flat piece to put on the grates, so I'm afraid that all this veggie will just fall through. So it might be better just to pan fry it. That actually might be the way to go about it, is to pan fry all the veggies, just so I don't lose them to in the grill, because I do feel like the grate is way too separated. I don't think we're going to be able to do that. Or I'll probably lose like 50% of the vegetables. Alright, I'm going to try and lean away from the water as well, so it's not going to cut into the mic too much. Alright, garbage disposal of this. Alrighty, and then we'll wash our hands. Oh, dude, I'm not a crazy big onion ring guy, but I do love some onion rings with like a burger. Onion rings with a burger, oh, so good. I don't know, it just slaps. All right, here's all our veggies. So yeah, I think we're just gonna pan fry this. Maybe you know what I'll do right now? Maybe I'll put some olive oil on it while it sits. And then we'll... Oh, I forgot to start the Twitch prediction. Get these nice and coated in olive oil. And then we'll set these aside. And then we'll pan fry these while the meat is resting. So I think right now, it's time for us... I'm just going to cover this with cellophane. I think right now we're going to go start up the grill. I do have refried beans. I could start those and set them aside so they're done. That actually might be the route to do, and then we'll start the meat. I've had calamari in Spain, where like I think calamari in Spain is supposed to be like a big deal. It's all right. Nothing where I was like, oh my god, this is mind blowing. This is oh my god, I have to have it again. But, as always, you know, as most of you already know, I don't really like, I really don't like, fish stuff, or ocean-based things, so that's probably why calamari's whatever for me. Alright, so, let's organize some stuff here. I will need this for later, I think. That's tomorrow morning breakfast. So we'll need a pan to saute. We might need this lid, and then we'll need a pot for the beans. And we'll go ahead and do the beans now, because the beans can just sit. Ooh. Beans, we are using the classic. I did think about making my own refried beans, and I was like, I don't feel like doing that today. It's not that hard, it just takes time, is really the big thing. This can opener constantly wants to go off the can. There was like one little lip that was not breaking. One year at Thanksgiving, my aunt was hosting Thanksgiving, and I was helping her like set the table and stuff. And so she took out a can of the cranberry sauce, and she's like, Christopher, open this can up and put it on a plate so that it's, you know, people can have cranberry sauce and stuff at the table. So I literally put it on the plate just like that. She came out of the kitchen and saw it and yelled at me. At first, my mom was like, whoa, 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 what's going on? And then my aunt said what I did, and she's like, oh, that's fair. Yeah, yell at him. So, silliness. I want a spatula. Just a hunk of beans. All right, and then once this is done, we'll start doing grill stuff. This won't take long at all. I just want to get this heated up. Do I have my spatula thing? Where is it? Didn't I wash it? I don't know where it is. Good enough. I followed the instructions, absolutely. All right, I'm good on tea. Alright. That's all good. What's next? It's finish up the beans, and then we are grilling. And then when the meat is resting, we'll saute the veggies. Let me make that a little bit higher. And then we eat. And then tomorrow we'll have, today's going to be obviously a little bit of a shorter stream with this, but tomorrow we'll be having 3 best of 5s tomorrow. Should be a pretty long day tomorrow in theory. I think these teams are a lot closer together in skill. Yeah, I think Warm Bodies... Let's see. Warm Bodies and Caldor's Offerings. Yeah, like, on paper, I think Warm Bodies is the stronger team overall. Especially with BRB Soaking. So, let's see. Warm Bodies... What is the order? Caldor's Offerings versus Warm Bodies. We'll just respawn versus Warm Bodies. So probably between those two series, we'll probably do our sponsored segment for that new movie called Furious. Or we'll do it after the second Best of 5 into the third, because it is going to be we'll just respawn playing back-to-back. So it just depends on where we get a window to run it. But we have 2 windows tomorrow. Is the sponsor? Yeah, it's one of those movie things. It's you know, like I have to read the movie breakdown, show you all the trailer, and then the skin overlay is there for an hour, or the channel overlay is there. So yeah. So it's just, yeah, like, you know, we had that for the By Any Means, which I don't think I did By Any Means correctly. I don't think I'm getting paid for that one. Do I have? Let's see here. I know. We had max payout for Minecraft. That was amazing. Sponsorships. Let's see. Manage. Completed. Oh, by any means, I got $14.76 of the possible, like, $30. Hey, $14 is $14. I'll take it. But yeah, Minecraft was full payout, which is huge. It was over $150. And then, so we have the Furious tomorrow, and then next week we have the Realm of Ink, which looked pretty cool. The By Any Means. The By Any Means we did on Tuesday. We did that on Tuesday towards the end of the stream. Yeah, one of the actual blurbs, there's like 2 blurbs. It's like no region lock or whatever, and then the follow-up was it plays a lot like Hades, but basically don't compare it to Hades is what it was saying. But yeah, that'll be we'll do that sponsor stream on like Tuesday or Thursday next week. We have to do the Furious one tomorrow. Tomorrow at 9 p.m. is the last, like, is when it closes, so. But obviously, since we have our super early morning stream, we'll be able to do it then. It shouldn't be a problem. All right, these refried beans are getting close to being done. And, as I said, then we'll get the camera outside and all that good stuff. But yeah, it was just kind of funny that that's, you know, they specifically stated, you know, like it's kind of like Hades, but you know, don't really compare it to Hades. Ah, so good. All right, but yeah, it's an hour for that. What else can I tell you all about? Get Bandit some water here. Quit shooting. Hey, quit shooting. Smells like refried beans. That is good and done. I'll need that tomorrow anyways. Okay, that sits there. That does its own thing. We can wash this spatula. That can go there. It's all good. Alright, let me turn off this camera. And, drag it outside. Alright, let me grab the connection section. Alright. Ugh! Oh god, cables. Cables are all twisted. There we go. Alright, just make sure I don't run out of cable length here. That goes there. We open up this door. Okay. Alright. On the y'all's end. There we go. Sorry, I am back. Alright, there we go. Cool. So I just need to pull that up a little bit, and then, yeah. Alright, you guys can see how pine pollen-y everything is now. Perfect. Alright, so I'm just trying to double check the camera height and everything. Alright, cool. So we're all good on that. We can raise the camera up a little bit and get the grill going. And then we can get our meat going. Exciting stuff, everybody! Alright, we are all good. Cool. What's up, Zig? How you doing, bud? Where is my... Alright, Twitch gamble time, everybody. How you doing today, Zig? So glad it's the weekend. A chill one. Nice. Twitch prediction. We're gonna do the D20 thing, channel points, all that good stuff. Yeah, last night we did Discord movie night, and then I watched Green Street Hooligans and cried, and then I watched the U.S. versus Paraguay matchup, and the U.S. looked pretty good. They look like they did a pretty good job, but we'll see. I really do think that in that group, I think Australia is probably the most scary in that group to go up against, so we'll see how that is. But the United States doesn't play Australia till, like, I think it's like Thursday next week or something. I believe it's a primetime game. Like, I think it's like 6 p.m. my time. Oh, wait, no, it's like noon on a Friday. That's what it is. It's like noon on a Friday. It's noon on the 19th, I think it is. Is that, unless I'm thinking of, like, Korea versus Mexico. Either way. USA won last night, so there's that. In case you want to know. Yeah, it's also, like, way early to even really know if, like, the United States looks good or not. But yes, get your Twitch predictions in. We're going to be doing the D20 rolls, so get your predictions in as to, what will the D20 roll? Will it be even or odd? You got 18 minutes. Get your gambles in sooner than later. Alright, can I see this camera bigger? Okay, I just want to see the temperature on the grill. Okay. But I enjoyed watching the game. I didn't care for the commentators. The commentators were very biased. My God. The commentators were extremely biased. You know who wouldn't be biased as a commentator? Me, Bahamut Gaming at BlizzCon. Blizzard? Just saying. Yeah, they were so biased. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so it wasn't just me. It wasn't just me, because I can be a little overly critical when it comes to commentators. I can be a bit overcritical. And I was like, man, dude, these guys, like... Yeah, I didn't care for them at all. You watched Master of the Universe, probably 7 out of 10. You know what's funny, Zig? Lard said the exact same thing yesterday. Him and his partner went to the movies and saw it, and he said it was like 7 out of 10. It was a good time, good references. It's definitely a turn your brain off movie, but a good time. I've been hearing that it's... I keep hearing, and maybe this is just the internet being the internet, that it's quote-unquote bombing because Jared Leto's always a curse. But I've heard the same thing. I've heard that he's pretty decent in it. Though I think we can all agree that his best role is in American Psycho, right? Yeah, he gets axed, like, really early in the movie. But also, there's the entire business card scene. I refuse to watch FIFA because they gave fake Peace Prize to the Orange Man. That's understandable. Ace! Yes, haha. Congratulations, you watch Streak. God, Mega Man X is so good. Don't forget to get your Twitch predictions in. Cav, how was your stream last night? I had you up on this computer, and then I was like watching the game and stuff in my bedroom. But how was your stream last night? Hopefully it was a good one, enjoyable. We're just waiting for the grill to get nice and hot. Then we're gonna clean it, turn down the temperature to what do we actually want to have it at? Remove the meat from the marinade and wipe off the excess liquid? No. No, this is already bad. Set the meat and cook to 1 to 2 minutes per side. Oh, God. How long to cook skirt steak grill? Kansas City skirt. Okay, sure. It was really good. I'm glad to hear. Specialty cut, fajita, steak liver, blah 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 blah. Sought after method, marinade. It's very thin. It's not that thin. Gas grilling. I don't care about verses. I just want to know what is the best. You know, like what's my temperature? What am I looking for? This website is stupid. I'm moving on. I'm not going to Facebook to learn how to cook skirt steak. Hey, Ashmantle, good to see you, bud. Yeah, FIFA is not a great company. I 100% agree with all of you on that. But I will say this. Watching the Koreans and the Mexican, like the Korean and Mexican fans basically, like, partying together has been the cutest thing I've seen on, like, Instagram and Reddit. Marinade, okay. My God, I just want to know what temperature my grill should be. $450, 500, 3 to 4 minutes per side. Let it rest for 5 to 10. Okay, that's what I wanted. Which Korea? I mean, which Korea do you think, Dings? Which Korea do you think? Yeah, South Korea's always been like a big. A lot of people love South Korea in many, many years of the World Cup running. I mean, I'm a fan of them. They've always been one of the teams I root for. As I say, I usually root for South Korea. If Romania's in it, I root for them. Hungary as well, and then United States. But usually, South Korea is usually the one I go for. Checo's getting... Wow, really? That's wild. When my headphones go slightly out of range, do you guys hear the beeping, or is that just me? Yo, what's up, Kaima? How you doing, bud? Yep, the grill is getting going. We're just getting it hot to clean it. There's also a Twitch gamble, Kaima, if you want to get some channel points in. You haven't heard the beeping? Okay, cool. Because my headphones beep because it slightly goes out of range. So I wasn't sure if you guys are hearing it. But if you don't hear it, then whatever. The grill is pretty close to the door, but it's a safe distance from the door is a good way to put it. Yeah. It's the headphones going out, so I think that the PC's trying to figure out what audio source to be. So I might just leave my headphones in here every time I go out there. I mean, I'm literally stepping out there for a few seconds, then stepping back in, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I don't know how other people do their grills, but I always make mine as hot as possible. Just max it out, let it get to max temp, so everything inside is ash, if there is anything, which there usually isn't, and then I lower my temperature down and then go from there. Also, let's see, so for next week's stream stuff, I mean, obviously tomorrow we've got casting and sponsor stream. We've got, next week, what is next week? It is the 15th, okay. So we don't have any NGS or Heroes Lounge starting up, but there might be scrims that we can jump into. I'll head up Hazuab's. It's probably going to be a decent amount of variety next week. We might actually do a painting stream. We might do the painting stream next week, just because we kind of have that lull. But we'll see. We'll see. I haven't really locked down when I want to do the painting stream. I kind of want to do it on like Tuesday the 30th, just to give myself more time to like figure out exactly how I want to do the painting. But yeah. Avatar. I mean grill ash. Yes. Yeah. All right, let me go clean the grill. All right. Got all that. That's all good. We're going to grab this dish for when we're done with it. It'll fit there fine. Let's grab our meat and... That looks so good. All right, so... That's gonna chill there. This here. I'm gonna need some thongs. Where are my shorties? Twitch gamble is at 15,000 to 15,000. Insert thong song. Mm-hmm. Indeed. Any other gamblers in chat? You have 7 minutes left on the gamble. It looks like it is evenly balanced, as Kaimo Tripson did assist in that. But I mean, maybe you want to throw another 5,000 in there. You're out of coffee. Sounds like it's time to have a beer. I mean, that's what I'm doing after I drink this mineral water. I've had all my fluids. I drank the entire jug last night. This is my water bottle. It is 32 ounces, right? Yeah, these are 32 ounces. I drank the entire thing throughout last night. The tacos I made were a little bit on the like saltier side, so every time I woke up, I was like, oh, I'm so parched. I'd say that's probably the biggest negative of the Taco Bell seasoning is it's very, very like on the sodium heavy side. All right, we don't need this recipe anymore, so that can go away. And then, excuse me, once the grill drops down in temperature, we can get going. What are we at? That looks like about 500, 600. So we're getting there. Oh yeah, Umber, yeah. When I worked at like I don't sweat a lot, but I'm a thirsty guy. And when I worked in an office, in the morning I would drink 3 cups of tea in my Darth Vader mug. This was my office mug. This was my mug that I had for my office. And this is not a toy. It doesn't actually say how many ounces this is on the bottom. But it's a pretty decent size. So I would drink like 3 cups of tea out of this. And then usually around lunch, I would switch to water, and I would bring my own water from home because the office water was disgusting. And I had one of those Nalgene bottles, so I always brought that, which I think the Nalgene bottle was like 32 ounces. And then I usually drank through all that, and then towards the end of the day, I would drink hot water. Because I was budgeting and dieting. So literally for breakfast, I had a slice of toast. Then lunch was peanut butter and jelly sandwich with usually some chips. And then dinner was typically like pasta or something. And so I would drink warm water because warm water... My dad always told me this, that drinking warm water like helps you not feel hungry. Cold water makes your stomach growl and contract. I don't know. So I'd always drink like warm water towards the end of the day, which I always felt like it helped me not feel hungry. But I did my best not to snack. I did, towards the end of the, like, working in the office and then, you know, moving out here and then working from home, I would also bring in a, what are they called? Like a Nature Valley bar. It's easier on the digestive system, room temperature water, that is, yeah. Like, I wasn't drinking, like, scalding hot water, but it was just, yeah, it was like I would go get water from the water heater thing and then let it cool down. Warm water increases your metabolism. I don't know. I always felt like it helped me not feel hungry. I don't know. Maybe it's an old wives' tale. Or maybe I'm weird. Alright. So... we are running a 2-monitor setup now in the kitchen, and I kind of like it. Because I needed more monitor space for the YouTube side. Because we're still dual streaming. Twitch Gamble's going to close in 3 minutes, by the way. As it looks like it's 26,000 to 15,000. All you drink was warm water when you lost like 70 pounds? Dang! Yeah, I went from... my highest was like 165, and my average is about 150. 150, 155 is like the sweet spot for my weight. 160 plus, I don't know, I don't feel comfortable in my body. So, I don't know. 140, I'd say, like, was my... When I moved out here, I think I was 140, but I was literally, like, saving every penny. Like, I was just eating, like, as I said, I was eating, like, toast, peanut butter and jelly, and pasta. So I lost so much weight. I wasn't drinking at all, either, because I was saving money, so... We went from 220 to 150. Dang, that's huge, dude. Yeah, you were tiny when I met you. Yeah, you were a little lad. Size-wise. I think we're about the same height. That's huge, though. Congratulations. I didn't know you had that huge journey, though. Like, I knew parts about you, but I didn't know about that. So that's cool. That's really cool, dude. Good on you. You're 6'1"? Yeah, we're about 3 inches different. About 3 inches. Which 3 inches is yay-ish. Then you gained it all back and then some? Oh, time to drink hot water again. Yeah, I usually... My highest weight is typically the transition between winter and summer or spring. Because, like, there's no snowboarding. There's not really a lot to do because the rivers aren't active. You can't go on the trails. The mountains shut down. You can't really go outside and do stuff because it's just kind of nasty-ish weather. So usually it's just a lot of sitting around. That's usually when I get, like, gain my most weight. And then summer rolls around, and then it's, you know, walking 2 miles a day, exercising, etc. You know what's funny, Kaimo? Apparently Lard has never had fajitas. Which blew my mind when I heard him say it when he said that. Oh yeah, offices will do that. When I was at my highest weight was when I was working in architecture. That was when I was like 165 plus, and I remember like literally my belly was like pushing into the desk because we had like deeper desks, so I had everything set further back because you know it's better for your eyes. And I literally, like, my gut was, like, pushing me out, like, away from my desk. And I was like, I gotta make a change. So, yeah. I had a pretty big beer belly. So. But, you know, it goes up and down, as I said. Yeah, I try my best to manage it. Lard is a bad Mexican. Jesus, Kaimo. Instead of fajitas, you should make Bajitas. I think cannibalism's illegal. I've had wicked deja vu all day today, man. I literally was in another streamer's chat and I had deja vu of the conversation in the chat. I'm like, this is freaking weird. So, anyways, get your gambles in. Oh, nope, the gambles are closed. Marinate the meat in Baja Blast. I actually do have 2 cans of Baja Blast in my fridge right here. The rare time when I want like pop or soda. I don't drink pop or soda, but I stock it because I have people that come over that like it or they need mixers. There's Coca-Cola down there as well. Coca-Cola I keep for my mom because she likes to have Coca-Cola with like her sandwiches when they go up on the mountain. Also, I mean like literally like a small bottle of Coca-Cola on the mountain is like $7, $8, whereas these tiny ones they can throw it in the backpack. It's a glitch in the Matrix. Alright, shall we get to grilling? Grill should be at temperature. Yep, it looks like it's leveled out. And, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I will probably overcook this a little bit. I don't like very red meat. I would rather it be cooked through, and it's easier for my stomach to digest. So please don't judge me too harshly on the steak cook. I am gonna cook it a little bit more than I probably should. But that is just more for my own personal stomach food safety. So just a heads up on that one, because I know there's gonna be. I know some people are super vehement about how steaks are cooked and this and that, and there's only one way to cook a steak, and that's not true. But you know, you do you. Is there a spider in here? No. Okay. Been having a lot more spiders in the house lately. Alright. God, that smells so good. Oh. That smells really good. I think I put a little bit too much of the Worcester sauce, but either way. Alright, let me grab a vessel to put fluids into. And then we'll get grilling. I don't like to have a can in my hand, if you will. Excuse me. Look, we're trying to get hired by Blizzard. We don't need to look like we are imbibing, you know? How dare you cook your food to your personal preference? You would be surprised the amount of people that have come in and backseated cooking streams. You would be. There was someone that came in and was backseating how I was washing dishes. Not exaggerating. That legit happened. I was washing some dishes in a downtime, and someone was like commenting like, "You leave the water running the whole time you wash your dishes? You don't turn it off, turn it on, turn it off." I'm like, why does it matter, dude? It's not your water bill. I've had people come in here and backseat how I cut things. I get people coming in and be like, curl your fingers so you don't cut them. It's like, bro, I worked in a sushi restaurant. I've worked in kitchen prep. I know what I'm doing, okay? But there are some people, there's some like Twitch like chefs who are like, well, I've seen all of Alton Brown, and I you know, you have to do it this way. It's like, no, bitch. So yeah. For the environment, yeah, the the environment we're so concerned about. Yep. But yeah, someone is literally coming here and backseated how I wash dishes. Where's my phone? I need a stopwatch for the sides of the steak. Where's my stopwatch? Bounty Cup, 3:45 tomorrow morning. I have to wake up in 17 hours and 21 minutes. Stopwatch. There we go. All right. One more sip, and then we get out to grill. All right. I do have a second tank of propane in case this one goes. I was just trying to remember. Okay. Meat is on grill. Gamble is for... Oh, no, we're going to do it right now. I was legitimately just waiting for a good spot. It's a D100. There's my D20. All right. It's going to be a little jank, but bear with me, okay? All right. We're going to throw it with the left hand. Ready? That is a 13. That is today's date. We rolled a 13 on the 13th. Okay, minute 25. We'll check it at 3. So let's see. Let's choose outcome. Odds. Let's take a look here. Manage prediction. Raid. Manage requests. There is currently 856 plus requests. There's been over 100 tell Bandit. He's perfect. Over 100 second or whatever's. Over 100 Star Fox. Over 100 Resident Evil. 22 for my back. I'm willing to bet most of those are Cav. Cav, forget what? Cav, freaky, Cav, umber. Cav, freaky. Small Banditry is actually at 69 requests. That's hilarious to me. 26 for teeth cleaning, which is mostly bee crazy. A few ash mantles in there. Man, this is a lot of channel points. What to do? I could reject all or complete all. Oh, I wonder what I should do. Should I reject them? Give everyone their channel points back? Or should I gobble them up and let them go to the void? Wait, hold on. Twitch, what? You have potential for more ad revenue. Hi, Bahamut Gaming. Ads are one of the most significant revenue drivers for creators on Twitch. Really? My $50 a month? Huge. If you're running 3+ minutes per hour, you're in a strong position, but there's still room to grow. We found that adding just 2 minutes of ad density can drive up 30% more potential ad revenue per hour streamed. Same stream, same audience, meaningful potential earnings. So you're telling me that if I run 5 minutes of ads per hour, people will stick around and enjoy the stream? Wow. Just wow, dude. Alright, time to flip the meat. Or at least check on it. We're at 4 minutes. I'm gonna let that go for another 2 minutes. The temperature of the grill dropped. Well, not significantly. It went down 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm gonna let this go to 6 minutes, then we're gonna check it. Alright. 5 minutes an hour is not bad versus television now, if you think about it. Yeah, but here's the issue, Freaky. I can't run one 5-minute ad. Yeah, I assume the audio is, like, slightly dropping. I'll do my best not to talk too much out there. Bold of them to claim that increasing ads will keeps... Yeah, exactly. The issue with Twitch is that the max ad blockage you can run, from my understanding, is 3 minutes at a time. There might be some, like, the super secret partners where they have more control over Twitch because there's higher echelons of Twitch partner that exist, but they don't tell you that. I'm, like, not even conspiracy theory. It's legitimately a thing. But the max amount of ads I can run is 3 minutes. And, yeah. Right now, we're running 6 minutes per hour. So, yeah. Because every 3-minute ad I run gives me half an hour. So yeah. Yeah, that's the issue, is I can't run one... That's why, like, I'm so... that's why I'm so on about ads when it comes to that for casting. Because basically one 3-minute ad block gives me half an hour before I have to run another ad. Running an ad block does give me 60 minutes of pre-roll being off. But pre-roll is only if there's no ad timing currently going. So it's... yeah. It's frustrating. So Twitch, in theory, wants me to run 8 minutes tonight. I know I'm kind of cooling things down a little bit by putting this on the meat and everything, but I do think it's going to give it even more flavor. Most of it's going to get burned off, but... gonna refill that. Okay. What have I missed? Stop, reset, start. And we'll give 7 minutes for this side and then go check it. Alright, fun thingy. I prefer watching Mythbusters from the UK just because the US version got so much repeat. Yes. It also depends on the network too, Freaky, because I noticed that with cable TV would always have the same repeated ads, but like local stations where they would have like Simpsons, like Fox or CBS, which is like the local stations, you'd have a lot more diversity in the ads. So, yeah. Yeah, also, like, the Twitch ads also are not great. Oh, did I misread? Oh, I see what you mean. The edit's right, because literally they'd be like, here's the explanation for the science experiment. And then you get an ad, and they would basically re-explain it to you because the ads just came through. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I misread. Okay, yeah. I gotta be honest, I hate that shit so much. Especially a lot of things nowadays. Like, Netflix even said that they expect their viewer base to basically be sitting on their phones whenever they're watching Netflix. So that's why a lot of Netflix created content literally re-explains what's going on in the show and movie. This actually happened to the most recent Aquaman movie. Halfway through the Aquaman movie, they basically sit down and recap what just happened in the first hour of the movie. Not even kidding. And I know there's been some actors who have literally, like, read scripts and been like, why am I repeating something half an hour after that scene had happened? And they're like, well, we don't expect people to be paying attention. It's like, what the heck? Hey, Stark, what's up, bud? How you doing? Congratulations on second or whatever. And, yeah. We're just talking about ads and stuff, and we were talking about TV shows being edited for ads. So you get a lot of, like, repeated... Like, they'll explain something, then the ads hit, and then they'll repeat it again. The worst is when, like, all the Mythbusters episodes went up on Discovery, which then was merged into HBO. So for a little bit, I was like, oh, I'll just rewatch through Mythbusters. I love Mythbusters. I got so annoyed because I didn't have ads on HBO. So literally, they would explain something, cut, and then they would go basically back to the same explanation. It's like, oh my god, dude. Like, it's atrocious without the ads. It is so annoying. So yeah. I think I made it into, like, Season 2 of Mythbusters that I stopped because I was just getting so annoyed with that constant repetition of, like, okay, dude, like, get to the experiment! You've explained... Graham's explained it 6 times. We get it. Anyways. Hopefully everyone's having a great Saturday. Meat's on the grill. We're just waiting for that to finish. Oh, I need new thongs. Because the other ones were meaty and dirty. Oh, okay. Okie dokie, Freaky. Thank you for chatting. I appreciate it. You gotta. You gotta. Always. It's universal. My dad doesn't even know the meme and he does it. He was grilling something here when they were last visiting, and he did it, and I'm like, oh, they're working. He's like, what? Also, Hasa, are you back from Colorado? I honestly don't know. Also, you've been back? Okay, that's what I thought. Did your family come to you, and then you drove out to them? Because I saw there was some stuff where, like, you guys were, like, in the kitchen. Or was that, like, Haley's family? You did 36 hours of driving in 3 days? I hate that. I absolutely despise that. Oh, it was Haley's. Okay. Because I wasn't sure. It was like literally the day of or the day after you was talking about the whole tire situation. There was that photo you posted on Instagram or somewhere. So that's why I wasn't sure if they like flew out to you because like you couldn't make it to them or something. But that makes sense. That's Haley. Because like Haley's family's right around there or nearby. I keep trying to convince my parents to move to Sacramento. Like there's so like what was it? There was something recently where my mom was talking about something. I'm like, Mom, I mean, if you lived in Sacramento, or I was like, yeah, East Sacramento's like 2 hours away from Tahoe, and she's just like, okay, Christopher. She's not ready to retire, and so I've been making a lot of like soft jokes about it. We've had a conversation about it, like on a serious side, but I was like, I'm gonna keep making soft jokes about it. Like I want you to move out here. I even told him, I'm like, dude, move to North Shore if you want to live in Tahoe, by all means. But you take North Shore, I take South Shore, and then literally like I can go sleep at your house, and then we can go skiing in the North Shore in the morning, or you can come to my house, and then we can go skiing in the South Shore in the morning. So I am watching the stopwatch, by the way. It's literally right there. I did see there's like 3 or 4 subreddits that I follow. One of them is a pizza subreddit, and someone had gotten, I guess there was like a pop-up stand or a pop-up pizza thing in Loveland, Colorado, and the pizzas looked so freaking good. I was like, dude, I want to go. I would literally drive out there just for that. Non-stop into Western Colorado, got your ID photo updated, and drove just to SLC Friday. Ugh. Speaking of, I need to get my driver's license updated. I need to go get a real ID or whatever. I think we've got another flip on this bad boy. That is super, super duper close to being done. I'm going to leave it for like another... I'm going to do 1 more minute, and then I think we're going to pull it. Just make an appointment. Yeah, my, the thing is, though, like, all the airports right now are constantly like, if you don't have a real ID, the TSA could give you, effectively a ticket. And I was like, I don't know about, like, there's literally signs in the Reno airport that literally say, if you don't have real ID, you could get a ticket from TSA, and it's like, or like a fine, not a ticket. TSA doesn't get paid, or paid enough, to really care. You're on the way to steal my beef? Alright, Dennis. I mean, you don't have to steal it, you're welcome. Good to see you, bud. How are you doing today? We're making fajitas. We're almost done with the meat. That's this camera right here. So we're just giving it another few seconds, and then we're going to pull it. We're going to put it in this. We're going to wrap it, and then we're going to do our vegetables. No, there's literally signs that say you will get a fine. Not ticket's not the right word, but you'll get a fine. Like, there's like a fine that you could get. But here's the thing. The Real ID thing has been talked about for the last, like, 5-6 years. Whenever I go back to Michigan, there's always, like, this is Governor Whitmer, and you need to get your Real ID. And it's like, no one. No, my dad doesn't have one. And he lives in Michigan. I hope this came out good. I think I did a good job. We're gonna see. I mean, it looks pretty decent. It looks pretty decent. I'm gonna let the grill run super hot so I can burn off all of this stuff. I need tinfoil. Also, this is not the playlist I thought this was, so we need to change the music. Stop, reset, start. We're going to let this rest. We're going to have this just sit all the way over here. We're going to let it do its thing. Ashman, thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it. Well, no, it's not about the difficulty of getting it. It's just that my ID has not been like driver's license and stuff like that. You have expiration dates, and I got my driver's license. When did I get it? Hold on, I have it right here. Issue date was 2021, and it expires this October. No, sorry, this December on my birthday. So I need to get one like this year or whatever. So it's so overcooked, Baha. God dang it, Umber, don't do this to me. Oh, see, this is what I thought the music would be. There we go. But yeah, no, it's just, the thing is, the reason I bring this up is the whole Real ID thing is, like, they've been talking about it since, like, 2018. Like, because I remember when I first traveled back to Michigan after I moved out here in late 2017, and then 2018 as well, there was already Michigan had the announcer thing saying you need to get a Real ID. You might not be able to travel if you don't have a Real ID. And it's been talked about for so long. So it's just weird. It's just weird to me. Colorado's driver's license office is separate from the vehicle registrations. I mean, so when growing up in Michigan, Michigan doesn't have a DMV. You go to the Secretary of State. And it does all the same things. You go there for your license, if you want to register your car. When I registered my boat, my little sailboat, I did it through the Secretary of State. Out here, obviously, it's called DMV in California. But, yeah, it's just weird. What is a real ID? Dennis, I have no idea either. I have no idea. It is something that they constantly talk about. It's because, like, I have a driver's license, and that's good enough. So, from the one thing that I know about Real ID is that you can use it to travel in and out of Canada and the United States and Mexico and the United States. You can use it for that. But you can't use it to travel to Europe, I believe. Like, you can actually stay within the continent or whatever. That's my understanding. Germany upgraded old IDs to digital features, RFID and stuff. Interesting. I mean, I don't think we have I think state licenses, at least here, they just have, watermark, they have holographic, and then there's always something, like if I hold my license up to the window, there's a little bear that will, like, shine through. Michigan, I believe, the holographic from Michigan is the Ambassador Bridge. And then the the shine through, I believe, is like the mittens. You have a digital Colorado ID? Interesting. Quite useful. You can now perform a lot of stuff you needed to do in person online. That's, you know what? As long as it's convenient and good, but it's just... The reason I bring up the whole Real ID thing is just that it's funny to me because they've been hounding on it for almost a decade, and it's kind of whatever still. But let's get this pan hot, and we're gonna saute some veggies. Here's our veggies that I cut up earlier. I'm gonna go shut off the grill. It should be done. And I can pull the camera in. Alright, give me a second. I'm going to turn off this just because I'm going to carry the camera, so I don't want to get people motion sick here. Oh, there it is. All right, BRB. Take me a couple seconds here.
Alors tranchons la trame, découvre la sinistre esquisse.
All right. Okay. There we go. Let me just grab this cable. This is our super long cable that we have for grilling stuff. Okay, and then this is gonna go right over there. And then we can turn, let's scooch that to the side. Can turn this camera back on. Boop. And then this should be working. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. Alrighty. The only thing we need to do in person is update every 10 years. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have to go take a new ID photo based off of California laws or whatever. Every time I've gone in for ID stuff living out here, I always have to do a new photo. Apparently Real ID is because states don't follow any standards on giving out their IDs to people, and fraud is supposedly easy to compare. How the Real ID process works. It's also national level ID instead of state level. Interesting. So I guess in specific, yeah, because like California and Michigan have some really intense, like additions to the idea. As I said, like holographics, there's the light thing, there's literally embossed as well. There's so much on the California ID. There's so much on it. Like, same thing with Michigan. Michigan's got a lot of safety or security check things. What's up, Zarek? How you doing today, bud? We're at the tail end of our cooking stream. We're about to fry up some veggies. The meat is currently resting over here on the left-hand side. We'll chop that up. We've got our refried beans over here, because refried beans just always go well, in my opinion, with fajitas. Sorry, my brain just ka-chunked. I mean, why do you think McLovin's ID is from Hawaii? I'm not, like, crazy about Superbad, but it is a pretty funny movie. It's got a few funny bits, but I remember when Superbad came out, like, all my friends were like, oh my god, bro, it's so funny. It's like, it's a lot of vulgarity. Like, I can enjoy some swearing here and there, but, like, comedy through vulgarity is just really not my jam. Like obscene amount of swearing and stuff like that, it's just not that funny to me. That's some good tea. How hot is this pan? Not hot enough. Let's grab a spatula for the beans, so I don't want to scrape that pan, because it does have a good coating on it. Where's my long... Nope. How is, so we're lightly talking about World Cup stuff. Anybody rooting for their country or anything like that? I like to root for, South Korea. Usually Romania and Hungary, because that's, you know, where our family's from. But they're not in it this year. Or this time. So right now I'm just rooting for South Korea. I'm kind of rooting for Mexico, I'm not going to lie. And, you know, I'll root for United States till they get knocked out. The inevitable. I mean, United States did win last night, but Paraguay did not look good. Yeah, USA, I mean, they won last night, but I don't think they had like a super hard challenge, Hasta. I think Australia in our group is going to be the hardest. You think Japan will do well? I never followed Japan closely. US by birth? Yeah, so like that's, yeah, from, as I said, you know, born in Royal Oak, Michigan, but, you know, I still have family in Cluj. And then my mom is originally from Hungary, so... and, you know, my aunt and my mom still speak Hungarian and stuff, so... You think Paraguay is more of a challenge than Australia? Paraguay looks so, like... They did not look like they were playing... I don't know, it just... They did not look super duper scary or anything like that. It just kind of looked like they were chilling. But as I said earlier, and I know someone else agreed, I hated the announcers last night. The announcers last night sucked. Some of the most biased casting I've heard. And you know who won't be biased at casting at BlizzCon 2026? Bahamut Gaming. Blizzard. TikTok, Blizzard. BlizzCon's 3 months away. I got my headshots ready to go for you. You just gotta send me that email, Blizzard. It's a little too hot. They were dissected by USA. I don't know, USA did not look super amazing. Like, they looked all right, but it wasn't like, oh my god, they are just like trouncing the field with them. But we'll see. We'll see. As I said, we'll see. The first match is I wouldn't say the easiest, but you're operating at full force on the first match. As you get down the line, you got injuries and, you know, I don't think the games are super close together, but I'm sure you're still exhausted. Running for 45 to 90 minutes straight? Yikes. I always love that, though. Like, people are just like, bro, soccer, football, it's so boring. Like, a real sport like NFL, that's really good. It's like NFL has so much stoppage, and they have so many different teams. What? Like, I could not imagine running for 45 minutes straight, let alone 90. Like, there was like a stat a while ago. It's like the average NFL player runs like 3 miles during an NFL game, and like a soccer player runs like 10 miles or something crazy. I remember there was a stat where they actually measured the difference in how much one player would run between those two sports. NFL is more commercials than gameplay. You know, a lot of people say that, and like I definitely see what you mean, but in the last couple years, I have been watching a bit more NFL because my dad's a Lions fan, and so like I watch Lions as well. I feel like it's not that much. I feel like when I was younger, when I was like a little kid, I feel like it was literally like one play ads, one play ads, one play ads. I feel like you do get a bit more play time before those ads, but I would agree with you. I would definitely agree with you, Caliph, right? Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. It was 2 to 5 miles for certain positions. There you go. Let's see if I drop another scalding hot thing on my foot again. As I do. Last time we did a cooking stream, I dropped a, we were doing tempura, we were doing General Tso chicken, and I was basically saucing it in the same pan, and I was doing the same thing, and one of them fell on the top of my foot. There's actually still a mark on the top of my foot from where it literally gave me a first-degree burn. Because it literally flew out of the pan, landed on my foot, and I stared at it, and I'm like, it can't be that hot, and then it just, ah! No, Dennis, all I heard was that the tickets are insanely expensive to begin with. But, like, I heard that it was, like, I saw like I want to say I saw like a stat where it was like comparing the last FIFA tickets to this year's tickets in like the general same seats, and it's like it was like a $500 to $700 difference or something crazy. All I heard was that the tickets are insane, but I think a lot of it comes from scalping too, isn't it? Wasn't there a lot of like scalpers? I didn't follow it that close, but I know that the tickets are just insanely expensive. And the weird thing to me is last night when I was watching the US game, I swear I literally heard them say it was like, look at how full the stadium is, and I could see like sections empty. I read that the average price of the Portugal-Colombia game is $2,300. That is insanity to me. I know 2 of my neighbors are going to the Albania versus Georgia game, I think it is. I don't know where that is. If someone wants to Google it, it's got to be somewhere around here that they can drive to. I would assume it's either in, like, California on the west or maybe somewhere in Nevada. Tickets for the finals are $400. No, get out of town. There's not 500,000 or closing in on 500,000, right? No way. That's crazy. Tickets started at $250 at the draw and then instantly went up to $1,000 for crap seats. Wow. That's horrendous, dude. That's absolutely awful. We'll fire everyone, replace them with AI, and then everyone will have all the free time to spend all their money that they have on all of our products. I keep bringing this up to my dad. Just like, they keep firing everyone, but they keep expecting us to spend money. It's like, no one has money to spend any. Like, bills just keep going up. In some areas, rightfully so, because they're investing in infrastructure. But then once that infrastructure's built and paid for, the bill should go down. No. It just stays where it is, and people keep making money. Both the seller and the buyer give FIFA 15% for those ridiculous sales. Wow. I'm honestly blown away. I am legitimately blown away by all this. When the stadiums were announced, my father looked into getting tickets for a game at Atlanta. Without the teams announced, the tickets in the nosebleeds were $800? Dude, you could throw a better watch party at home and still have money left over. Like, you could get, like, a catered service, buy a new TV or surround sound system. Like, $800 would be so better spent otherwise. I'm actually, hold on. I have to pee super bad, but I have to manage all this stuff right now. Dude, gas is crazy right now. People are saying California gas being expensive. It's only up by $1.50. I mean, up here, it's closing into, the average up here is about $6.50 at some of the more expensive gas stations that you never go to, like Chevron. It's closing to $8. I paid in Nevada. I paid $5.50 in Nevada at Costco. For those that don't know, Nevada is always the cheapest gas, and Costco gas is always extremely cheap. Before that, before all this chaos, I got gas at Costco, premium, by the way, premium, for $3.50 a gallon. And Nevada Costco is now $5.50, at least when I got gas before I went to Colorado. So it's probably up even further. But yeah, it is, yeah. I did see there was a big conversation online as well recently that a lot of people are doing the conversion from gallons to liters. They're like, why are the Americans complaining about their gas prices? They're actually not that bad, but here's the difference. How far we drive. You know, we also don't have good public transportation systems in the vast majority of our cities. So you kind of have to drive everywhere, so you're just burning more fuel. Like, yeah, it might be technically more expensive in Europe, but you're not driving as far. Or you have, you know, train systems, tram systems. You can bike practically everywhere. So, yeah. But, I mean, I also live in a tourist town, so there's that, too. So that's the other reason that the prices are so high up here. But, as I said, it's crazy to see $5.50 for premium at Costco in Nevada. That actually is wild. We need this pan for our tortillas. And this, these veggies are almost done. They're getting pretty close. I just don't want to go too quick on them. I'm also really not in a rush to finish this. Go get a horse? Yeah, but then I gotta feed it and deal with a horse. Many of you know this. I have a legit fear of horses. I do not like them. I can see them in TV and media, but I don't want to ever be around a horse. I don't like them. They're scary. They're big. They can kill you instantly. I don't like them. No, horses are not just big dogs.
Stupid man thing!
Thank you, Cav. That timing was so good. Every time I talk about my fear of horses, people are just like, they're just big dogs. No, they're not. They're not. They're not big dogs. They're terrifying animals that will kick you in half. They also smell awful. They also smell horrible. You just described a car. My car doesn't shit in my garage, okay? Unless I guess there's an oil leak. There are, like, there's actually a lot of horses up here. There's a lot of trails that are bike, hiking, and horse trails. So, like, sometimes it'll be in the early season when the ground is a lot softer. That's when you see it the most, and there's a lot of shit on the ground. There's so much poop. You're spending $300 a month on gas. I drive less than 10,000 miles a year, I think. I think I'm less than 15,000 for sure. I don't think I actually hit double digits on my mileage. I drive so little, my car insurance, I have deductions because I don't drive too much. Yeah, I also... I also don't care to, like, drive long distances. I really don't. I'm not a fan of it. What's a good vessel for all these veggies? Probably something like this. All right. I really thought this was going to be a bit more intense. Let's throw in some, oh, here we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, veggies can probably come off the stove. These look pretty nice and sweated. I don't want to overdo them and make them too mushy. I want them to have a little bit of a snap to it. Maybe I'll do like a minute or two more. Oh, yeah, like a minute or two more. And then while all that rests, I can run to the bathroom finally. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do it right now while that finishes up. I'll be right back, chat. You're in charge. Chat, be well behaved. Listen to whatever Bandit tells you. Where's the back of the apron? There it is. Okay, I'll be right back. And then we'll get going to the last bits of this. Mister? Would you ride a griffin for a... Yeah, absolutely I would. Absolutely I would ride a griffin. It would be sick. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Ew. Good response to hostile there. I saw that and I was like, yeah, I'm good. Oh, dude, those veggies look perfect. Come on. Got it all. All right, and then this. I need to refill the dispenser, but this is good for now. Some chickadees outside. Going through my rose bush. This gets turned off. This goes on that. This goes on this. That goes down. Bean. Wait, actually, hold on. This swaps with this. There we go. Oh, yeah, those beans look great. All right. So we'll do that. That's off. That's good. Let's cut up the meat while everything sits and chills. Or rests. And then make some space over here. Yours look just dead. Oh. Well, so I wanted to sweat it. I didn't want to like. I wanted them to be actually a little bit softer. That's kind of what you do for fajitas, at least in my experience. I was doing the meat. We want to go against the grain. Okay, there's that. Yeah, but this is how fajitas veggies look. They are very much like this. Wee. Oh. Okay. So what direction is my grain? I think my grain's this direction. So I think I need to slice it this way, right? Because this is... my grain looks like it's going this way. Yeah, you can see all the grain going this way, so we're going to cut it that way. We're just going to put this back into here because there's still this juice in here. Alright, where's my good big knife? Alright, so we'll cut it in half, and then we'll cut it against the grain. Looks good. A little bit of pink on the inside, which is perfect. That's what we were aiming for, just the slightest amount of pink. Right back into the juices here, if you guys want to see. You can see that little bit of pink there in the center. I think that's exactly the cook I was looking for. You're making you hungry? Good, good. I'm succeeding. I know I want to do, I want to figure out if I can make or find a good recipe to do kebab. On the grill or something. Alright, little taster. A little too much oregano, but that's okay. It's still good. It's got a nice little spice to it as well, from all the jalapeno we put in there. Little tongue tickle, if you will. Okay. There it is. There's a little cellophane. Okay, that's all good. Tortillas. Excuse me, sorry. Alright, tortillas over here. We're just going to use generic flour. We could have gotten like little corn tortillas, but I don't mind this. Stop, reset, don't need this. So we're going to go ahead and throw this on that skillet that I have hot so we can make the tortilla a little bit soft. Just going to put that to the side. I'm going to go ahead and throw some beans on the plate. Okay, those can just chill there. Tortilla's getting nice and warm, and then we'll get into this. I'll grab... What did you fall down? Let's grab a napkin. We'll grab a fork. We'll just grab 2 forks. We'll use one to grab the meat, and then the other we'll just grab the veggies. Alrighty. Well, we're almost ready with the fajitas. Was that the end of that playlist? Oh, no. Okay, there's still more. Alrighty, Dennis, have a good one, bud. Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. We'll see you next time. Whatever you end up getting, I hope it's delicious, bud. I hope it is so frickin' delicious. I'm gonna grab another fork here. Oh, I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited. I haven't eaten yet today. I usually eat like a piece of toast before cooking streams, but I was like, you know what? We're just gonna go ahead and just have fajitas for breakfast, effectively. Alright, a little bit of a layer of beans. Let's grab a couple pieces of meat. This battle music's really intense for fajitas. Alright, let's grab 3 pieces of meat. A little bit of veggies. You never could get into refried beans? It's maybe the texture for you? I could understand that. It took me a little bit, but like, I don't know what it was. I think it maybe in like college, I like fell in love with refried beans because I was not a big fan of them. I think it's, I think you know what really made me fall in love with it? Really, really good like Mexican food. Really, like I think there was like a really good Mexican place we had gone to. All right, here we go. Try not to tune the mic too much. As I said, a little too much on the oregano side, but all in all, it turned out really solid. I probably could have cooked the meat another minute or two. Like, the veggies still have that slight bite to it. A little bit on the softer side. I don't know about y'all. I think we nailed it. Like, it is pretty good fajitas. Definitely would make again. But just less oregano. And I think a little bit less of the Worcester sauce. Oh. I'm chasing the flavor. I'm eating too fast. There's a soup my parents would make when I was a kid, and it uses the kohlrabi bean, and it literally smells like fart soup. I literally tell my parents that too. I'm like, because my mom and dad, they'll make it, sometimes they'll make like a pot of soup, and then like I come to visit or whatever, and we usually get like, we'll make food, we get takeout, whatever. But they made it, like, the day I got there, and I got in the house, I'm like, oh, it smells like fart soup in your house. I'm not trying to. What I will say is really good. Sorry. My favorite is, and it's Bush's bacon baked beans, or it's like Bush's baked beans in like bacon fat or something like that. But those beans with some grilled... What's the word I'm looking for? My gosh. What's the sausage? Kielbasa. These beans, these Bush's baked beans with kielbasa, so freaking good. Yeah, it's Bush's original slow simmer classic with bacon and brown sugar. These with kielbasa off the grill, oh, so good. Big recommend. You like Heinz baked beans that has so much less sugar in them? Yeah, these are all really sugary, but the ones I don't like the Heinz ones, excuse me, because those are like ketchup based if I'm not mistaken, which I'm not crazy about. But yeah, there's 1,080 milligrams of sodium in this can. 23 total sugar, 23 grams of sugar includes 21 grams of added sugar. So it's 23 grams of sugar, but there's 21 added in. There's 13 grams of protein. All right, everybody. I think this is where we're going to wrap things up for the day. I have got to... Oh, Jesus. I've got to clean up all this stuff. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. I know it's good because my nose is running. That's always a sign that something's tasty. But thank you, everyone, so very much for hanging out with me today. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. And...